Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Let's take a start with IELTS reading module, and please be attentive and be alert. In the beginning, it's going to be easier, then step by step, things are going to be difficult, right? You know, your level of English, basic level, intermediate level, advanced level. So, if you are basic level student, after section 1, you will find it very hard. If you are intermediate level student, after section 2, you will find it very hard. But still you have to struggle, try to understand these points, and IELTS is the best way to improve your English also. It's not that your English caliber will be the same. If you do listening, reading, writing, and you read, and you listen, and you actually read different essays, that will improve your knowledge as well. Right? Listening will improve your pronunciation. Listening will prepare you for speaking. So, if you take all these things seriously, your level is going to be upgraded day by day, test after test. You do test 1, you have a different level. Test 2, test 3, test 4, test 5. So that is why I advise you all to have 16 Cambridge IELTS books along with the audios in your mobile phone, because your mobile is the best tool for you. 16 books and audio and your own pencil set, and you can practice anywhere, anytime. It's winter season. Go on to the roof and there have a small table and small chair and have some cup of tea and oranges, and you're doing listening test. Make it fun, right? You should enjoy all these things. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, now let's take a start, please. First of all, we have the title of the passage. We are going to start with academic reading, and this is Cambridge IELTS book number 13, academic test number 1. Okay, you can write it on your handout. Cambridge IELTS book number 13, test number 1. Yeah, good. All right, Cambridge IELTS books are there. Okay, we do have this set of oh gosh, I can't take it. All right, 2 kgs box. Anyways, let's take a start. First, we read the title, Case Study, Tourism New Zealand website. Now, what is case study? Case study is like a sort of story of someone or something that they did certain things. Now, for example, if you went to Australia, you lived there as a student and you came back, and now we are discussing your case study. Case study means what actually happened with you and all that. So case study, and case study of what? Tourism New Zealand website. There is a website that is Tourism New Zealand. So now they are going to tell us about that website. So this passage is all about a website, and that website is about Tourism New Zealand. Is this clear? Now just switch on your imagination and expectation. Expectation means in this passage they will talk about website, how it helps the tourists, what facilities can tourists avail from this website, what are the offers, packages and all that. So everything is going to be here. After that, do not try to read the passage. Without any purpose, without any aim that, okay, in this passage they will tell us New Zealand ka visa kaise milega. Okay, not like that, okay? Now, please come to the questions. We have questions 1 to 7, complete the table below. And by the way, you should know when you are doing one section, first of all, take a look at all the questions. 1 to 7 is complete the table below. And 8 to 13, these questions are true, false, not given. Now, you can start from anywhere, there is no problem. Unless we have the question type, which paragraph contains the following information, we do it at the end. Okay, so when you do section 1, take a look at all the questions and then decide from which question type you are going to start. So let's start with sentence completion. It's easier and all that. Please come back. Questions 1 to 7. Complete the table below. This means it's table completion. Choose one word only from the passage. Now, my dear students, if you have spelling mistakes in reading, right? In reading, you should not have spelling mistakes. Why? Because you will pick the word from the passage. बस आंखें खुली रखनी है, बंद आंखों से नहीं लिखना, ठीक है? आंखें खुली हो या हो बंद. Acha, let's go on. Okay, we've got sections of website. Like, when you go to any website, there are different sections: home, and then this section and that section and all that. Sections of website and then comments. Now, the first thing, whenever make normal face, yeah, smile, and yeah, you, exactly, yeah. Don't put trouble on your face. What are you doing? IELTS reading. Yeah, face like this. Just relax, calm down. Okay, and you have to control your emotions as well. Means you will go into anxiety, but try to control yourself that you're not going to go there. Okay, whenever we have notes completion, questions and answers are in order. Number one. Number two, as you read the question, you have to find a clue word. Listen, your first, if you want to manage your time, you often ask me, I want to manage my time in IELTS reading, what should I do for that? If you want to manage your time, number one, find the portion of the passage where there is the answer, right? Find that, don't read anything. Don't read any extra paragraph. And I will tell you how to exactly reach the paragraph where there is the answer. Once you do this, your time management is fine. Listen, 1 minute is more than enough to do one question. 1 minute. 40 questions, 40 minutes, that's more than enough. Why you waste your time? Because you do extra reading. Answer is somewhere, you are somewhere. Right? And then out of frustration at the end, you just write the wrong answer and go on because you cannot take the stress. Have you ever noticed one thing? You try to open a video on YouTube, your net is slow and that goal kumi ja rahe hai. Okay, something like that. You don't have that much patience. You leave it and do something else. So we don't have patience, that much patience. We are this new generation. So when you don't have patience, then you write the wrong answer and you go on. At the end, you say, I only have 15 correct answers, 16 correct answers and all that. So now you're going to learn, after reading the question, how to straight away reach the passage, the portion of the passage where there is the answer. So in today's session, you guys have to focus this thing, okay? Please come. First is database of tourism services. Database of tourism services. Now let's look for that. Database of tourism services. And you should start from paragraph 1. Database of tourism services. Well done. Paragraph 2, which line? First, second, third. Database of tourism services. That's it. Now listen, did we read the question? No. You know why? If you read the question, you come back, look for the keyword, you forget the question. It's natural. We don't have that much retention, right? So it's a good idea to pick up a word first from the question. Find that word. Now we know answer is in this paragraph. So now comfortably we are going to read the question. Okay, comments. Listen, there is first comment. So there is no question in the first comment. That means we have to leave some portion of that paragraph. Maybe a couple of lines because one comment is already given and there is no question. That means you will leave some portion. Now please come to question number 1. Allowed businesses to dash information regularly. Now please underline allowed businesses to dash information regularly. Now please come back to second paragraph. Allowed businesses. Can you see the word businesses? In addition, because participating businesses. Got it? Everyone? Second paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th line, last 2 words. Second paragraph, 7th line, last 2 words, in addition. Okay? So, in addition, are you on the questions? Is he on the questions or passage? Passage, okay, good. So, please now follow me. In addition, because participating businesses were able means allowed. Businesses were able, so allowed businesses were able to update the details. For details, they use the word information. Details they gave on regular basis. Regular basis means regularly. Now, what is the answer? Update. Absolutely. Right? And one more thing. Whenever you find the answer, always make it a habit. Always find the synonyms of the words which came before the blank and after the blank. This skill will help you a lot. I tell you how. Now please tell me, what is for allowed businesses? Allowed businesses. No, businesses were able. Businesses were able means allowed businesses. And second is information regularly. Now tell me what is for that? For information, they use the word details. And for regularly? No. Regular basis. That means regularly. So always find things like that, and that will improve your reading skill, your understanding and all that. So we found one answer. Once you find one answer, you'll be more confident, and you know now they are going to be in a sequence. Okay? Good. Let's go on. Question number 2. Provided a countrywide, underline the word countrywide, evaluation, I'm reading the question now. Provided a countrywide evaluation of businesses, including their impact, underline the word impact. Now, impact of business, look here, for impact, they might use the word influence or any other word, impact on the dash. So please come back to the same environment. For impact, they have used the word effect. Come back to second paragraph, everybody. Last line. As part of this, the effect of each business on environment. Effect of each business on environment. What is the question? Provided a countrywide evaluation of businesses, including their impact on the environment. So for impact, what is the word? Yeah, and tell me, what is the word for countrywide? Let's see, countrywide. Absolutely, national standards of quality, but this is not countrywide. Yeah, national standards means throughout the country, exactly, it's countrywide. Okay, now let's go on. The next heading is special features on local topics. Okay, and we got question number 3. So let's see. For example, an interview with a former sports dash. Interview is your clue word. Former means previous. Sports something. Interview with a former sports something. Look for the word former. Look for the word, yeah, third paragraph, second line. I'm reading it from there. Everyone? One of the most popular was an interview. What was our clue word? Interview and former. With former New Zealand All Blacks rugby captain. Now see that? New Zealand All Blacks rugby. Now some will write former rugby. Some will write former New Zealand. Some will write former black. What is the answer? Captain. Now just imagine, you cannot interview rugby. You cannot interview black, you cannot interview New Zealand, you can interview a person, and that person is captain. So the answer to question number 3 is captain. Is this clear? Yeah, to all? Good. Let's go on. Question number 4. After interview, it continues. Okay, sports captain and an interactive tour of various locations used in. For locations, they might use any other word. Locations used in. Let's read on. Another feature that attracted a lot of attention, fourth line, was an interactive journey through a number of locations, exact same word, chosen for blockbuster films which had made use the New Zealand's stunning scenery. Blockbuster films. So what do they use? Tour of various locations used in films. Go back and find it. Read it again. Locations used in films. What is the word for that? They say number of locations chosen. For use, they use the word chosen. Okay? Number of locations chosen for blockbuster films means locations used in films. Right? You know, popular Indian movie Dil Wale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, that was made in Europe, and there was that bridge where that scene comes when he is holding this and that. So there is a bridge in a Swiss village, and now people go there and have their photos taken that Shah Rukh Khan came here for the recording of this movie and all that. So anyways, the answer will be filmed, and make sure you find the answer. Make sure you know what is behind there, before that blank, after that blank, and all that. Now, please come, let's go on. Information on driving routes or routes. Now, please find something which is related to driving. It's going to go on. I mean, you got to go on. Let's read the question. Let's read the question, please. Okay, information on driving routes varied depending on the dash. Now, driving routes depend on something. What is it that they depend on? Let's go back. Let's read on. Third last line of third paragraph, please. To make it easier. Everyone there? Please read with me. To make it easier to plan motoring holidays, the site cataloged the most popular driving routes. Now, this is our clue word, driving routes in the country, highlighting different routes according to the season. Now, come back to the question. In the question, they say depending on. Now, underline depending on, and the synonym of that is according to. Depending on season, according to season. So what will be the answer? Season. Realize it, make sure this is the answer, go through it, then you'll be fine. So according to and depending on. So you can find it. And I tell you, this is IELTS reading vocabulary which you need to master. Once you practice 8 to 10 tests, you will understand. If they use the word impact, there must be effect. If they use the word according to, there must be depend on. So you find it easily. Let's go on. Next is travel planner. Included a map showing selected places. Now basically map is your clue word. Showing selected places, details of public transport and. Now public transport and. So let's go back and we find this map and travel planner and all that. Please come to the second page. Can you see travel planner? First paragraph, second page. Okay, now what we are going to find is public transport. Answer is going to come as the next word with public transport. So let's go on. Come to fourth line. There were also links to accommodation. Before that they said travel. I'm reading it from second line. Second line, last word. The travel planner offers suggested routes and public transport. Okay, done. Now listen, sometimes the word which they write after and, sometimes that word is in the same sentence. Otherwise, it can be in the very next sentence. Because there are two things. They first talked about public transport, one sentence about that. And now they are going to talk about the second thing. So after full stop, you will find the answer. Let's read it. Third line, everyone. Travel planner offers suggested routes and public transport. Now we understand public transport is here. Options between the chosen locations. There were also links to accommodation in the area. So one thing is public transport and the second thing is accommodation. So public transport and by the way, what is the word for local? In the area. Exactly. Absolutely. So the right answer is accommodation, and you will write it with double C, double M. If you miss anything in the spelling, your answer will be wrong. Accommodation. Okay, now the last thing here, question number 7. Your words. Now, can you see your, and by the way, the words which are in inverted commas, you can always find them easily. Can you see your words there? Your words. Yeah? Okay, your words is there in first paragraph and it is in second last line. So it means answer is there. Again, listen, it's very important to find the location. Once you find the right location, there are 70 to 80% chances that you will find the right answer because you always find the wrong answer from the wrong location. Okay, let's read the question. Travelers could send a link to their what? Link of something. Travelers could send a link to their. So second last line. The website also had a your word section where anyone could submit a blog. Submit means they can send a link of their. How silly it is that you say travelers could send a link of their New Zealand. All right. See, wrong answer will never fit. Wrong answer will be wrong ethically, morally, grammatically. By all means, it will be wrong. Okay, so what is the answer? Blog. Why blog? They use the word send a link of their blog. And for send a link, they use the word submit. Submit a blog of their New Zealand travels for possible inclusion. So for question number 7, answer is blog, right? All right, guys, now we are going to go on with true, false, not given. Okay, listen. True, false, not given can be complicated if you don't focus the right word or the right phrase in the sentence. Then true, false, not given will be complicated. Actually, in the statement, question statement, it's only a word sometimes. The word can be all. In the passage, they say some. So all and some, they are opposite. So the answer should be false if it is like that, right? Okay, now let's see. In true, false, not given, whenever the option is false, they use antonyms. You know antonyms? Opposite words, antonyms, right? And whenever it is true, they use synonyms. And there is only one word, or maybe a group of 2 to 3 words that will decide whether the answer is true, false, or not given. I tell you now how to determine and how to see that. Now, please come to question number 8. Question number 8, website, and you don't need to even read website www.newzealand.com and all that. Website aimed to provide ready-made itineraries and packages for travel companies and individual tourists. Now, please come to ready-made. Itineraries means the goods, the logistics, ready-made itineraries. Just a second. Now we're just focusing the question. I want to tell you, go with me. Don't go alone. Website aims to provide. Now, website's purpose is to provide ready-made material, ready-made things and packages. Ready-made packages means package number 1, package number 2, package number 3. You know, you go to KFC, deal 1, deal 2, deal 3, ready-made. You can't change it, right? So if it is ready-made packages, then it is true. If it is you can make your own package, like some mobile companies now they say you can make your own package. So if you can make your own package, then it is, if the package is not ready-made, you can make according to your requirement, then it is false. And if they don't tell us whether the package is ready-made or not, then it is not given. So one word which is going to decide that this statement is true, false, or not given, that word is ready-made. Okay, now we go back and we are going to just see aim to provide and all that. And by the way, guys, you might notice we did until question number 7, the first paragraph. Now, please come to this next paragraph. There they have mentioned website was set up to allow. Set up means aim to provide. Third paragraph, found it? Everyone? Yes, third paragraph. So, the website was set up to allow both individuals and travel organizations to create itineraries, another clue word, itineraries and travel packages to suit their own needs and interests, not ready-made. Yeah, to suit their own, to create itineraries. To create means they can create on their own. Now over there they say ready-made packages. In the passage, what do they say? Website was set up to allow both individuals and travel organizations to create. To create is not ready-made. It's the opposite to that. So the answer will be false. Okay? Underline this line in the passage and then sentence, and later on when you go back home, you practice, match this sentence with that sentence and see that, okay, यहाँ पे ready-made का word आया, यहाँ पे उन्होंने बोला they can create. So when you can create something, it is not ready-made. Okay, so like this, you know. They will be in order. Exactly. Luckily, huh? Yeah. Okay, question number 9. It was found that most visitors started searching on the website by geographical location. Look here. Number 1, most visitors. Number 2, geographical location. Most visitors, if most visitors search the website from geographical location, answer is true. If some visitors search according to geographical location but most did something else, then it is false. And if they don't tell us whether the visitors searched through geographical location or some other thing, then it is not given. Now let's go back. Same paragraph, very next line. On the website, Third line, please follow me. On the website, visitors can search for activities not solely by geographical location, but also by the particular nature of the activity. Now, just tell me one thing. Have they mentioned anything about majority or minority or a large number of or a small number of? No. So the answer will be, see that? I mean, you have to check this. Some of you will be deceived. You say, geographical location, haha, true ho gaya. Yeah, stupid. I mean, you don't read anything and you say geographical location, rishta tay ho gaya, true ho gaya answer. So please be wise. And again, I'm telling you, it's only the match of one sentence in the passage and one sentence in the questions. Just one sentence. You don't need to read 4 or 5 sentences. One sentence only in the passage and one sentence of the question. So why is this not given? In the question, they say, question number 9, they say it was found that most visitors started searching on the website by geographical location. Now, most visitors, there is no information on that. Most visitors is not given at all. Geographical location is given, but in another context. Not in this context, that's why it's not given. Question number 10, please. According to research, 26% visitors' satisfaction is related to accommodation. Now, look here. Research, 26% related to accommodation. Means 26% people are satisfied with their accommodation. Accommodation means place to live. Now listen, if 26% people are satisfied with accommodation, true. If 26% people are not satisfied with accommodation or satisfied with something else, then it is false. And if they don't tell us whether they are satisfied or not about 26% visitors, they don't tell anything, 26% will come, then it is not given. Now listen, your clue word is 26%. Found it? Good. Let's read it. Please follow me. I'm reading this line. This is important as research shows that activities are the key driver of visitors. Yeah, let's go on. Contributing 74 to visitor satisfaction, while transport and accommodation, look here, not accommodation only. Transport and accommodation account for remaining 26%. Now listen, they said 26% is for accommodation. In the passage, they say 26% is for transport and accommodation. Answer is false, absolutely. Why don't you take her photo, huh? Come on. You'll be fine, beta. Don't worry. A couple of days it will take. Yeah? You'll be very comfortable with it. Otherwise, I'm controlling myself. I'm getting very negative vibes from you. Okay? It's hard for me to control myself. And I am the reflection of you, actually. Yeah? I'm your reflection. You can make me down. You can make me up and all that. Okay? And one thing, don't tell people you are in trouble. Yes, keep smiling. And people should never know you are in trouble. You'll be fine. Yeah, sit actively. Yeah, okay, you'll be fine. Is this clear? Now 23% was accommodation and transport, and there they say only accommodation. Yeah, then you say, many bahar jana. Okay. Question number 11. Visitors to New Zealand like to become involved in the local culture. Now listen, visitors like to involve in the local culture. Whatever the local culture is, they want to involve in the local culture. So please, let's go on. Local culture, and let's see what do they say about it. Please come after 26%. The more activities that visitors undertake. Found it? Everyone? Okay. अगर नहीं मिलता तो अपने दाएं बाएं किसी से पूछ लिया करें कहाँ पे है? Yeah? ये कितने है? The most activities that visitors undertake, the more satisfied they will be. It has also been found that visitors enjoy cultural activities most when they are interactive, such as visiting a merry meeting ground and all that. So visitors enjoy when they participate. Interactive means they participate in that. So let's come back. The question is, visitors to New Zealand like to become involved. When activities are interactive, they enjoy, like to become involved in local culture. Answer is not given. It is true. झटका दिया थोड़ा सा, हाँ? Answer is true. Okay. Yeah. तू ना बाहर बैठिया कर रही है. So the answer is, you understand now? Interactive means get involved. Yeah, and like is enjoy. Yes, just fine. I mean, do one thing. एक sentence यहाँ का एक वहाँ का लिखें, उसके बाद गौर करते रहें. After 5 minutes say, अच्छा. Yeah, if you are a good person, you will say अच्छा. Otherwise, if you are pure Punjabi, you will abuse. You look at what, something like that. Yeah, at times it happens. When I prepare IELTS test, I do the same. Yeah, not loudly, in my heart. So, yeah. Okay, all right. Let's go on. Question number 12. Visitors like staying in small hotels. Underline small hotels. मासूम बच्चे हैं आप लोगों को किन चक्करों में उन्हें डाल दिया है. Visitors like staying in small hotels in New Zealand rather than in larger hotels. Now look here. Visitors like to stay in small hotels rather than in larger hotels. So if they like to stay in small hotels, it's true. If they like to stay in medium-sized, larger hotels or any hotel, right? I mean, they're not particular about it, can be false. And if they don't tell us whether they like to live in a hotel and the size of the hotel is not mentioned, then it will be not. ये तीनों आपको पता होने चाहिए. जे इंज होएगा ते true, जे उंज होएगा ते false, je enj unj hoega te not given. Yeah, you should know that. Okay, now the clue word is hotel. Last line, second last paragraph. In addition, it appears that visitors to New Zealand don't want to be one of the crowd and find activities that involve on a few people, but there's no hotel here. Let's go on. Look for the word hotel. Yeah, because you don't find it, that's why it's not given. But still, there should be any reference to the hotel and all that. Any reference? No? Yeah, so it's perfect example. Yeah, they didn't mention anything. It's not given. Like to live in large hotels or small hotels or anything like that. So this is not given. Okay? Now, please come to question number 13. I mean, this comparison is not given. They did not mention anything whether they like to live in small hotels or large hotels. Sometimes they don't give any information on that. Nothing at all. So it's not given. Question number 13. Many visitors feel it is unlikely. Unlikely means there is no chance of that to happen. Right? Unlikely means when there is no chance of anything to happen. Many visitors feel it is unlikely that they will return to New Zealand after their visit. Now, many visitors feel it is unlikely. Listen, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता कि वो वापस New Zealand ना आए. This is what they are saying. It is unlikely that they will return to New Zealand after their visit. Like unlikely, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता कि वो वापस आए. Means they will not come back. Let's go and see. What does it mean? It's confusing me. Just a second. Help me, please. Many visitors feel it is unlikely that they will return. Yeah. So there are no chances that they come back to New Zealand. Yes, that's what it means. Okay. Third last line of last paragraph. Yes, that's right. Okay. Please follow me here. And they say, yeah, because of the long haul flight, fourth line, last paragraph, fourth line, please follow me. Because of the long haul flight, most visitors stay for longer, average 20 days, and want to see as much of the country as possible on what is often seen as once in a lifetime visit. Once in a lifetime means zindagi mein ek dafa. Right? So it's a long flight and this and that. So they think it's once in a lifetime visit. So please come back. Many visitors feel it is unlikely that they will return once in a lifetime. Means कि अब आए दोबारा पता नहीं आना है कि नहीं आना. So what will be the answer? Why false? It is to listen, read the question. Many visitors feel it is unlikely that they will return. कि हो सकते हैं हम दोबारा ना आए. And for that they use the word once in a lifetime. जिंदगी में एक बार. Okay? Yeah. हम जिंदगी में एक बार जीते हैं, प्यार भी एक बार होता है, शादी भी एक बार होती है, फिर सारी जिंदगी जलील होते हैं. हाँ? Yeah. So 13 is actually true. Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, now we move on to passage 2. After passage 1, and try to finish passage 1 in 15 minutes. That's more than enough. Most of the time, questions and answers are in order in passage 1. So try to finish it in 15 minutes so that you have more time. And always do the questions first where questions and passage are in order. Where you have to move around the passage, do that later. Now, let's see, reading passage 2. First, we read the title of the passage. Why being bored is stimulating and useful too. Wow. Angrez. Why being bored is stimulating means when you feel bored, it is stimulating and it is useful. Your boredom is useful. This is the research, right? All the passages are about research and all that. So, why being bored is stimulating and useful too. Then the subtitle. This most common of emotions. Which emotion? Boredom, exactly. This most common of emotions is turning out to be interesting than we thought. So boredom is interesting. Boredom is useful. In this passage, they will tell us about that. Clear? Now we understand the passage. The first question type is list of headings. Okay? They are all in order. Heading number 1 जो है वो paragraph A को लगेगी. Heading number 2 for paragraph B. Heading number 3 for paragraph C and all that. फिर किन दे? बूटा गला कट दे, huh? Come on. How come? Yeah. Then they say Bhuta abuses. Okay. Now please come to questions 20 to 23. कितने मासूमाना सवाल है ना? 20 to 23. We've got matching. Okay? You have to match the names with the statements. And finally, we have 24 to 26, and that is complete the summary below. Now listen, what do you think? Where should we start from? Number 1, summary completion. Number 2, matching. Number 3, list of headings. Because otherwise, list of headings will take all your time and energy. Time and energy both. And you will have less energy for other questions. So we start with this. Okay. Responses to boredom. Responses to boredom. They talk about it. Okay, let's read the question. For John Eastwood, the central feature of boredom is that people cannot. John Eastwood. We will find John Eastwood somewhere. Look for John Eastwood. Okay. Now what's the context? John Eastwood and central feature of boredom is that people cannot dash due to failure that what he called. Okay, attention system. It's in inverted commas. Look for attention system. Attention system. Attention system. Absolutely. Second page, and there you will find the word attention system. Can you? Yeah, it's there. Second line. All right, now listen. All the words which are in inverted commas, they will be in inverted commas in the passage also, so they are easy to find. Now, for example, now I tell you. For example, if you look for John Eastwood is mentioned at 2 to 3 locations in the passage. So you will have to struggle a lot. If you look at responses to boredom, probably you will not find any clear guideline. So we have one word, attention system. Now what is the question? Please let's see. Underline the word cannot. For cannot, what can they use? Not able to, or they can use unable, or they can use inability. Unable, right? Not able or inability. So please come back. I'm reading this paragraph. Please follow me, everyone. I'm reading it from the beginning. Second page of the passage, first line. If allowed to fester for Eastwood, the central feature of boredom is a failure to put our attention system into gear. This causes an inability. Inability means cannot. This causes an inability to focus on anything. Inability to focus and cannot focus. Got it? Inability to focus and cannot focus. So the answer is Focus. Clear? Good. Now we realized cannot and inability. So answer came right after that. All right, let's go on. And now the answers and questions, they are in order. So we read on. And as a result, they become frustrated and irritable. Next sentence, question number 25. His team suggests that those for whom dash is important aim in life. Those means people. For people, dash is important aim in life. Let's go back. What is important aim in life? I'm reading it from third line. Please follow me. What's more? Found it? First paragraph, second page, third line. What's more? What's more, your efforts to improve the situation can end up making you feel worse. People try to connect with the world, and if they are not successful, there is that frustration and irritability. No, we don't find anything here. Let's go on to the next paragraph, please. All right, let's go to next paragraph. They say, okay, his team suggests. Look for the word team or anything like that. Yeah, paragraph E, got it. Found it? Yes. Yeah, paragraph E. Eastwood team is now trying to explore why the attention system fails. It's early days, but they think that at least some of it comes down to personality. Boredom proneness has been linked with a variety of traits. People who are motivated by pleasure. Now, answer is somewhere here. People who are motivated by pleasure seem to suffer particularly badly. In this sentence, there is the answer. Now tell me what is the answer. People who are motivated by. For motivated by, they use the word for whom pleasure is an important aim in life. Motivated by pleasure, or pleasure is an important aim in life. So what will be the answer? Pleasure. Try to understand. Motivated by pleasure, and pleasure is an important aim in life. So important aim in life, motivated by pleasure, answer is going to be pleasure. And then they say, may have problems in coping with boredom. What is for that? May have problems, they say, seem to suffer particularly badly. May have problems and seem to suffer particularly badly. Again, I tell you what is before the blank, what is after the blank. You got to find the synonyms of that. So for question number 25, what is the answer? Pleasure. Now let's go on. Question number 26. We read on because there is no full stop. So answer is going to be closer. If there is no full stop, answer will be closer. Pleasure is an important aim in life. May have problems in coping with boredom. Whereas those who have the characteristic of dash can generally cope with it. Now characteristic of what? Characteristic mean quality. People who have a quality, they will not suffer from boredom. So characteristic of dash. Other personality traits, characteristic. For characteristic, they use the word trait. What is the answer? Other personality traits such as curiosity are associated with high boredom threshold, and more evidence that boredom has detrimental effects comes from studies of people, and then they discuss. So for characteristics, they use the word traits, and the answer is curiosity with correct spelling. Curiosity. Okay, those who have the characteristic of, and for that they use that word. So answer is curiosity. Right? Yeah. Okay guys, let's go on. Now we are going to do questions 20 to 24. You can see questions 20 to 24. They say look at the following people. Questions 20 to 23 and the list of ideas below. So what you have to do, you have to match people with their ideas. Very simple. How many people? 4. How many ideas? So one idea is extra ideas. You got to be careful with that. Okay, now listen. Over here, list of ideas, that is not in order. But the questions, like the names are mentioned, these names are in order. Now I want you to find Peter Toy. Peter Toy. Start from the first paragraph. Peter Toy. Everyone found it? Okay. Now listen. Whenever we have this matching type of question, most of the time the statements given by these people, they are in single inverted comma. Okay? Now can you see single inverted comma? After Peter, second last line, if discussed. Found it? Now let's read this sentence and we are going to match a suitable option for that. Please follow me. First paragraph, third last line, if discussed. You know disgust? Feeling of hatred and something bad. If disgust protects humans from infection, boredom may protect them from infectious social situations, he suggests. Look here. Thank you. If disgust protects human from infection. See, if something is smelling badly, you will not eat it. So, disgust means you feel disgusting feeling for that. It saves you from infection. Boredom may protect them from infectious social situations. Boredom will protect you from bad or infectious social situations. Now, please come back. Go to A, B, C, D, E and tell me which option is the right one. And also, when you are doing A, B, C, D, you read A, you say not at all. You read B, you say never. You read C, maybe. Then you can write a question mark. Then you read D, then you read E, and then you realize which is the right one. So, as you read, you must eliminate the wrong choices. For example, you read, way we live today may encourage boredom. Not at all. Option B, one sort of boredom is worse than all the others. They did not mention that in this part. So the answer is option E. Boredom may encourage us to avoid unpleasant experiences. Now tell me, what are those unpleasant experiences? Go back. Infectious social situations. For infectious social situations, they use the word unpleasant experiences. Is this clear? Yeah, to you all? Okay, let's go on. Question number 21. Now, E will not be used again, by the way. Option which you use it, cross it, so that you don't read it again. Question number 21, please. Thomas Goetz. Now, please find me Thomas Goetz. Very good. Now, you see Thomas Goetz there, but where do you find inverted commas statement? Third last line, that's right. Goethe called this and that. Yeah, they have just given the words in inverted commas. So anyways, I'm reading it from the beginning. Thomas Goetz and his team, and then don't read. I mean, listen, when you read, you should have this thing, skipping. Skipping means you read something, you skip some words. Now, what are those words? For example, Thomas Goetz and his team, University of Germany, blah, 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 skip it. Skip means, because this is not important, right? Now, please come to this third line. Identified 5 distinct types. So, 5 types of boredom, right? 5 distinct types, indifferent, calibrating, blah, blah, blah. Now, come on. These can be plotted on 2 axes. They talk about that. Now, Goethe has found, please come here. Found it? Yes. In the middle of the paragraph, Goethe has found that while people experience all kinds of boredom, they tend to specialize in one. One of the 5 types, the most damaging, is reactant. So this is the type of boredom, reactant, which is the most damaging boredom, with its explosive combination of high arousal and all that. So he talks about the types of boredom, and then he tells us this type is the most dangerous one than the others. Now go back and tell me which option. Absolutely. See that? He tells us about the types of boredom, and then they use the word for types. One sort of boredom is worse. For worse, they use the word damaging. Right? One sort of boredom is worse than all others. So option B is the right answer for 21. All agree? Yeah? Good. Now cross B also. So you are left with 2 questions and 3 options now. Question number 22, John Eastwood. Now please go for John Eastwood. One more thing. If you find the name without the statement, leave that. John Eastwood. Look for John Eastwood. Got it? Okay, John Eastwood is there in paragraph. Actually, you know, this paragraph number is missing. A, B, C, D, and then E. So this is paragraph D. Please write it down. On page 21, last paragraph is D. D likh le wahan pe. In paragraph D, we have John Eastwood. Found it? Okay, now we are looking for his statement. He says, first we have this statement, if you are in a state of mind wandering, you are not bored. He says, let's go on. In my view, by definition, boredom is an undesirable state. That doesn't necessarily mean that it is an adaptive. He adds pain is adaptive. Okay, if you didn't have physical pain and all that, please come to next page. If allowed to fester, for Eastwood, let's follow this. For Eastwood, the central feature of boredom is a failure to put our attention system into gear, okay? This causes an inability to focus and all that. Now, please come to this line. People try to connect. Again, we have inverted commas with full statement. Follow me, please. People try to connect. Everyone there? Yes. People try to connect with the world, and if they are not successful, there is that frustration and irritability, he says. People try to connect with the world, and if they are not successful, there is that frustration and irritability. Now let's find something for that. Just see what cannot be the answer. People try to connect with the world, and if they are not successful, there is the frustration and irritability. He says, perhaps more worryingly, says Eastwood, repeatedly failing to engage attention can lead to a state where we don't know what to do anymore. So it gets worsened afterwards. So option A is way we live today, not at all. Option C, levels of boredom may fall in the future. Not at all. Because they did not mention about future. So we are left with option D, trying to cope with boredom can increase its negative effects. Now come back, I tell you why. They say people try to connect with the world, and if they are not successful, there's that frustration and irritability. He says, perhaps most worryingly, says Eastwood, repeatedly failing to engage attention. Now, repeatedly failing to engage their attention can lead to a state. That state is basically increase its negative effects, right? Can lead to a state where we don't know what to do anymore and no longer care. Okay, please. Now come to question number 23. We are done with option D also. Now we are left with option A and C. Francois. And sometimes you will not be able to even to read the names. So in that case, just read the first, like, you know, instead of actually, this is the word Francois, French name Francois. With C, there is a tail in French. So you can read it like Franco. Franco. Okay? Now let's find Franco. Can you see Franco? Last paragraph. Let's read it. Psychologist Franco speculates that our over-connected lifestyles might even be a new source of boredom. Then he says, in modern human society, there is a lot of overstimulating, but still a lot of problems finding meaning, she says. So he says, over-connected lifestyle might even be a new source of boredom. Lifestyle, the way we live. Yeah, exactly. Option A, the way we live today may encourage boredom. What is that? Our over-connected lifestyles might even be a new source of boredom. New source of boredom means increase boredom. So, for question number 23, answer is, and what is left? Option C, that was a trap. Absolutely. Okay? All right. Okay, guys. Now we've got list of headings. List of headings. Okay, headings ko thoda bada kar dein. Okay, listen. Whenever we have list of headings, the first thing is it's a good idea to read the headings quickly. Remember, there will always be extra headings. Now, how many questions do we have? 14 to 19. How many questions? 6 questions. How many headings? 8 headings. 2 headings are extra. And these 2 extra headings are there to trap us, to, cheat us and all that. Okay? Now, for list of headings, listen, first bhashan. In order to solve list of headings, it's a very good idea to go through the heading and switch on your imagination. Wherever you get list of headings, section 1, section 2, section 3, wherever, always do it at the end of that section. Never take this panga that I will start with list of headings. Sara dimag kharab ho jayega. Yeah, then you'll have no energy for other ones. Now see, we are done with other questions. Now we come to list of headings. Our emotional states are stable and we can easily do that, right? For list of headings, you need to take a tour of all the passage. Full passage tour, so that might take more time, but now we are familiar with the passage, so we can do it easily. So first, read the title. Second, in order to retain the headings at the back of your head, it's a very good idea that you actually read and visualize or fantasize the headings. You know, your fantasy, you can just fantasize the headings. I tell you how. Let's see. Productive outcomes that may result from boredom. Now see that positive thing that we can get from boredom, right? Like you're feeling bored, so what is positive out of that? Heading number 2, so underline productive outcomes result from boredom, means the outcome of boredom can be positive. Heading number 2, what teachers can do to prevent boredom? Teachers, what teachers can do? Like I'm a teacher, my students are feeling bored. So what can I do for that, okay? What teachers can do to prevent boredom in the class. All right. Heading number 3, new explanation and new cure for boredom. New explanation means new definition. New cure means the new treatment. So underline new explanation, new cure. Navi bamari, nawa ilaj, yeah? New explanation and new cure. Heading number 4, problems with scientific approach to boredom. Now, if you have a scientific approach towards boredom, what are the problems? Problems means difficulties, challenges. So if you approach boredom psychologically, or if you approach boredom through scientific approach, what are the problems? Simple. Heading number 5, potential danger arising from boredom. Like they say, okay, people who feel bored, they commit suicide. Nauzubillah, yeah. Potential danger from बोर्डम. एक बच्चा बोर हो रहा था, आइट्स की क्लास लेता था रॉयल पाम में, फिर उसने नहर में जाके छलांग लगा दी. ओके, सो पोटेंशियल डेंजर मीन्स समथिंग दैट इज डेंजरस. हेडिंग नंबर 6, क्रिएटिंग अ सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन फॉर फीलिंग्स ऑफ बोर्डम. वेरी सिंपल. They told us this is the type of boredom. We already read. There are 5 types of boredom, first type, second type, third type and all that. This boredom is more dangerous than other. Right? We read it already because, we went through that paragraph. Next, age groups most affected by boredom. They say from 40 to 60 or from 20 to 30 years of people, they are affected by boredom. So you will look for a number and age groups. Heading number 8, identifying those, underline those and write their people. Identifying people most affected by boredom. Like they say, married people are most affected by boredom, for example. Or teenagers are most affected by boredom when they are 15 years old. Right? So it can be anything like that. Okay, now we've read all these headings. They are at the back of our head. If you imagine and visualize, now we come to paragraph A. Okay. Paragraph A. Now listen carefully. In the paragraph, there is a sentence that contains the main idea of this paragraph, and that main idea is going to match with heading. Okay, let's see. And by the way, what is the location of that main idea? Sometimes you will find the main idea in first sentence. Very easy. Then you say list of heading is very easy. Sometimes you read a couple of sentences, you don't find any main idea. They start with general comment, skip, and come towards the middle. Not exactly middle, little above or a little below. So there you will find the main idea. And if you don't find it, then at the end of the paragraph. So it's a good idea to skim read the paragraph at 3 locations. First sentence, middle sentence, and last sentence, and you'll be clear. Now let's do it together. Paragraph A, please everyone follow me. We all know how it feels. It's impossible to keep your mind on anything. Time stretches out and all the things you could do seem equally unlikely to make you feel better. But defining boredom so that it can be studied in the lab, scientific, defining boredom it can be studied in the lab has proved difficult. There is a heading, go find it. Defining boredom so that it can be studied in the lab. Studied in the lab means scientific approach. Go back to headings. Heading number 4, problems with a scientific approach to boredom. What is the word for problem? Difficult. What is the word for scientific approach? Studied in the lab. That is scientific approach. So for question number 14, paragraph A, right answer is 4. And how will you write 4? Roman numbers. For list of headings, you must always use Roman numbers I and V. Exactly. Is it clear? See that we found, and by the way, one sentence matched with that, okay? Now we are confident. We go on. Please come to paragraph B. So reading, skipping, reading, skimming, skipping, all that you will use. Paragraph B, please. By asking people about their experience of boredom, Thomas Coates and his team at the university in Germany identify 5 distinct types. Okay, they are talking about 5 types of boredom, right? And then they tell us about all these 5 types of boredom. So if we have anything, types means classification. Types of boredom, 5 types of boredom, that means classification. So come back to headings. Heading number, creating a system of classification for feelings of boredom. For classification, they said 5 types of boredom. So sometimes one word will give you the clue. Types of boredom, classification, and we find it. And one more thing you have to do. Once, for example, you used heading number 4, cross it. You don't want to waste your time. Yeah, you read heading number 4 again and you put it somewhere, then you say, oh, hi, eta main pehle hi laga li, okay? Not like that. Heading number 4 and heading number 6, we cross them. Right? Good time management. Now you can easily manage fewer headings, and we go on to paragraph C. Please follow me. Paragraph C, everyone. Psychologist Sandy Mann at the University of Central, Lancashire, UK goes further. All emotions are there for a reason, including boredom. It means boredom can be positive. All emotions are there for a reason, including boredom. She says, man has found that being bored makes us more creative. Positive aspect of boredom. Go back and tell me. Hi, wow. Productive outcomes that may result from boredom. What is productive outcome? That says creative. All right. Yeah, it's good. Answer mil jaye to we are smiling, we are happy. Otherwise, we are sad. So it is paragraph C, option 1, productive outcomes that may result from boredom. Now cross heading number 1 as well. Question number 17, paragraph D. Let's go to that. Everyone, psychologist John Eastwood, paragraph D. D हमने खुद लिखा है, ठीक है? John Eastwood at Yorkshire University in Toronto, Canada, isn't convinced. If you are in a state of mind wandering, you are not bored. He says, in my view, by definition, boredom is an undesirable state. He talks about the definition. If you're doing this, you're not bored. That doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't adaptive, he adds. Pain is adaptive. So, I'm not clear until now. Heading number 3. 3 is new explanation. No, it's not new explanation. Let's read on. Pain is adaptive. If we didn't have physical pain, bad things would happen to us. Does that mean that we should actively cause pain? No, but even if boredom. Let's go on to the next page. I didn't find any clue. If allowed to fester for Eastwood, central feature of boredom is a failure to put our attention system into gear. We read it already. Please come to last line. Perhaps, second last line, same paragraph. Perhaps most worryingly, says Eastwood, repeatedly failing to engage attention can lead to a state where we don't know what to do anymore and no longer care. Match a heading with this. Match a heading with this line. Repeatedly failing to engage attention can lead to a state where we don't know what to do anymore and no longer care. That means potential danger arising from boredom. What is potential danger? It's heading number 5, absolutely. Potential danger can lead to a state where we don't know what to do anymore and no longer care. So when we don't care, we don't know what to do, that is potential danger. Heading number 5, a potential danger arising from boredom. That is the right answer for question number 17. Now, question number 18, paragraph E. Please come to that. Eastwood's team is now trying to explore why the attention system fails, okay? It's early days, but they think that at least some of it comes down to personality, all right? Boredom proneness has been linked with a variety of traits. People who are motivated by pleasure seem to suffer particularly badly. Other personality traits. So he's talking about personality traits such as curiosity are associated with a high boredom threshold. Let's go back and see if there is anything. Heading number 8, absolutely. Identifying those most affected by boredom. Now let's find it. People who are motivated by pleasure seem to suffer particularly badly. Understand? That means people who are motivated by pleasure seem to suffer particularly badly with boredom, and for that they say identifying those most affected by boredom. So who are those who most affected by boredom? Yeah, motivated by pleasure. That's right. So for question number 18, paragraph E, answer is 8. We cross heading number 8 also. Clear? Now how many headings are left? No, 3 headings are left. 2, 3 and 7. And we've got only one paragraph. Question number 19, paragraph F. Please come to that. Psychologist Franco speculates that our overconnected lifestyle might even be a new source of boredom. New source of boredom, the new thing. In modern human society, there is a lot of stimulation, but still a lot of problems. Okay, finding meaning, she says, so instead of seeking yet more mental stimulation, perhaps we should leave our phones alone and use boredom. Now she's giving some solution. So which heading? Yes, a new explanation. Now please tell me, what is that new explanation? Speculates that our overconnected lifestyle might even be a new source of boredom, right, in modern human society. And then they say a new cure for boredom. What is that? Perhaps we should leave our phones alone and use boredom to motivate us to engage with the world in a more meaningful way. This is the solution. So for question number 19, paragraph F, the right answer is heading number 3. Now, which 2 headings are trapped? Let's read 2. What teachers can do to prevent boredom? They did not mention anything about that, okay? So teachers cannot do anything to prevent boredom. Teachers are the main reason of boredom, actually. Yes. Heading number 7. Age groups most affected by boredom. They did not mention any age group, that this age group is so. This is how you do it, right? Thank you. Okay, guys. Now we have final passage. Passage 3. रही सही कसर इधर निकलेगी अभी, ठीक है? So be active. Passage 3 is the toughest one. और आप कहेंगे सर पहले वाले कौन से आसान थे? हाँ. All right. So the title, Artificial Artists. Can computers really create work of art? Now, first of all, we need to see what is work of art. Number 1, music. Number 2, paintings, drawings, calligraphy, right? And then we have other things as well. So work of art is music, paintings, and all that. Can computers really create work of art? What is your answer? Yes. Computers are already doing it. Computers are creating music. Computers are actually making paintings. Robots are making paintings, right? So this passage is all about artificial intelligence to create artwork, paintings and music and all that stuff. So get ready. In this passage, you will find that. Okay. Now, after reading the title and subtitle, multiple choice. Questions 27 to 31. सबसे आसान ये है. Yeah, A, B, C, D, C. C पे मेरी उंगली ज़्यादा हिली थी. Right? 28, A, B, C, D, B. This is the easiest way. Right? Yeah. Okay. Now, by the way, if you guys guess all A's, one answer will be correct. All B's, one answer will be correct, and all C's, two answers will be correct. So never guess, like, for example, 1 minute left reading and all these questions are unattended. Then you should select the middle option or the last one. But don't do it for question, for example, 27, A, 28, B, 29, C. Don't do it like this. All A's, all B's, or all C's, at least 1 to 2 answers will be correct. Better than leaving it out. Okay, if you want to guess, true, false, not given. 1 minute left, you couldn't attend that. Now, all true or all false. Not given are 1 or 2. Mainly they are true and false. So if there are 5 questions, you write all true or all false, minimum 2 will be correct. Out of 5, 2 are correct, that's fine. Yeah? So, I mean, when time is running out, it's only in case of emergency. Yes, for those who are looking for 6, 6.5, section 1, attend it all completely. Section 2, attend it all completely. Section 3, the tukka stuff, 4, 5 answers will be correct and you can achieve that. Okay, now, multiple choice. Good news, in multiple choice questions and the passage, they are in the same order. Yeah, I tell you the good news and then I confuse you a lot. Second thing, you have to read the question first and then you need to go to the passage to find the clue word and find the answer of multiple choice question and then come back and match that answer with A, B, C, D. I tell you how. Let's read the question, please. Question number 27. What is the writer suggesting about computer-produced works in the first paragraph? Now, please underline writer suggesting. Look here. Look here. Writer will say something with should or with suggestion. You will understand from the tone of the writer. What is it that the writer is suggesting? In Urdu, we say mashwara dena. So, what is it that the writer is suggesting? In which paragraph? So, you know, they have become dayalu over here. कि चल जाओ पहले पैराग्राफ में जा सिमरन जा जी ले अपनी जिंदगी. Yeah? So we come to first paragraph and we see it here. What is it that the writer is suggesting? Painting full is one of growing number of computer programs which so there. Now this is general. Come to second sentence. Classical music. Found it? Yes. Second line. Classical music by an artificial composer has had audiences enraptured and even tricked them into believing a human was behind the score. Artworks painted by robot have sold for thousands of dollars. Now listen, read these two sentences carefully. The first sentence is classical music by an artificial composer has had audiences enraptured. Enraptured means enthralled or amazed the audience that wow, lovely music. Right? And that music was artificially made music. And then he says, even tricked them into believing a human was behind the score. Artwork painted by a robot have sold for thousands of dollars. Painting made by a robot was sold for thousands of dollars and been hung in prestigious art galleries and all that. And software has been built which creates art that could not have been imagined by the programmer. So he's talking about all these things very, very positively and what it has done. So this is what he's suggesting. Paintings are $1,000, music enthralled the audience. Now please go to A, B, C, D quietly. When I ask, then tell me. Just go to A, B, C, D quietly. Yeah, quietly read A, B, C, D. When I ask you, then tell me. So guys, no, not B. C, very good. One thief I caught. Anyone else? Yeah, so the right answer is B. Absolutely. I tell you why. Yeah, first let's read A. People's acceptance of them can vary considerably. They did not mention anything about that. Whether, I mean, do you want to have a painting in your room which is made by a robot? That is what we call people acceptance. Option B we leave for now. Let's come to option C. They have had more success in some artistic genres than in other. No comparison is given. Right? There they only mentioned about music, they mentioned about painting, and they mentioned about computer program. Exactly. Option D. The advances are not as significant as the public believes them to be. No, advances are significant. Audience was enthralled. Painting was sold for thousands of dollars. So this is not the right option. Now come to option B. Great deal of progress has already been attained in this field. Great deal of progress means painting sold for thousands of dollars. Computer created music enthralled the audience. Computer program is doing that. So great deal of progress has already been attained in this field. B is the right answer for question number 27. Clear? Yeah? Okay, good. Manna te payega hi ki kariye. Question number 28. According to Gerent Wiggins, now Gerent Wiggins is your clue word. Why are many people worried by computer art? Now look here, look here. I mean, you will not read the options at all. First you will find Gerent Wiggins and then you will find the answer to the question. What's the question? Why are many people worried by computer art? Computer art से लोग परेशान क्यों हैं? Yeah, उनकी रोजी रोटी छिन जाएगी, रोजी छिन जाएगी, and all that. Very next paragraph. Yeah, and for worried they use the word it scares. Second paragraph, second last line. It scares a lot of people. Second paragraph and second last line. Yeah, it scares a lot of people. They are worried that it is taking something special away from what it means to be human. A human quality. That human can paint, human can draw, human can compose music. Now it will go into the hands of artificial intelligence. So they are worried that it is taking something special away from what it means to be human. Now, please go to the options and when I ask you, then tell me. What it needs to be human is a fundamental human quality. What it needs to be human is a fundamental human quality. So the answer is C. Well done. Now let's check the other answers. Hey, put it down here. नौसत नहीं फैलानी. Okay. Option A. उड़ने लगा था ना. इसको पकड़ के रखना है. इसको seat belt बांधो. Okay. It is aesthetically inferior to human art. Not at all. No comparison given. And wrong options should be crossed. The first target should be out of 4, 2 options should be left. Now from those 2 options you decide which is the right one. B. It may ultimately supersede human art. They did not mention that it will supersede human art. Option D. It will lead to a deterioration in human ability. Deterioration in human ability is not mentioned. Now, option C. It undermines a fundamental human quality. What is that fundamental human quality? They are worried that it is taking something special. And what is that something special away? What it means to be human. So that fundamental human quality is the quality of making drawing, creating music and all that. So this is, C is going to be the right answer. Question number 29. What is a key difference between Aaron and the Painting Fool? Now Aaron and Painting Fool, these are 2 programs. What is a key difference? Fundamental difference, key difference. Look for Aaron and Painting Fool and tell me the paragraph. It's paragraph 3 and 4. So please come to The third last line of paragraph 3. Third last line of paragraph 3. Aaron can pick up a paintbrush and paint on canvas on its own. So Aaron is a software or a robot maybe. It can pick up the paintbrush and paint on canvas on its own. On its own means automatically. Impressive perhaps, but it is still little more than a tool to realize the programmer's own creative ideas. So it is still little more than a tool to realize the programmer's own creative ideas. So these are the ideas of programmer, computer programmer. Now let's go on. Simon Colton, I'm on paragraph 4. Simon Colton, the designer of Painting Fool, is keen to make sure his creation doesn't attract the same criticism. Unlike earlier artists such as Aaron, Painting Fool only needs minimal direction and can come up with its own concepts by going online for material. So Painting Fool has its own ideas, own concepts, and this is what they are saying about Painting Fool. Now, what is the main difference? Please go back. And they say it gets the ideas from online sources, online material, and all that. So go through A, B, C, D. When I ask you, then tell me. All right, option A, it's programmer's background. No, cross it. Option B, public response to its work. No, cross it. Option D, D for doctor, technical standard of its output. No, they did not say about the technical standard of output. Option C, source of its subject matter. Right now, the source of one subject matter, what is the source? For source, they say, only needs minimal direction and can come up with its own concepts. What is source? Own concepts by going online for material. And the other one, Aaron, can pick up a paintbrush and paint on canvas on its own. Impressive, but it is still little more than a tool to realize the programmer's own creative ideas. There, you give your own ideas, sources, your own ideas, and here source is online. So this is the difference. That is why C is the right answer, source of its subject matter. 11:55 हो गए. तो एक क्लॉक लगवा दें, बच्चों को बार बार मोबाइल पे देखना पड़ता है टाइम. Question number 30. What point does Simon Colton make in the 4th paragraph? Simon Colton makes a point in 4th paragraph. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simon Colton. Found it? Colton. Please read it from the middle. Have you seen Colton in the middle? Colton argues that. Yes. Now, please, let's read it together. Colton argues that such reactions arise from people's double standards towards software produced and human produced art. What does he say? I'm reading it from 2 lines above. One of its original works. Found it? One of its original work. Please follow from here. One of its original works is a series of fuzzy landscapes depicting trees and sky. While some might say they have a mechanical look, Colton argues that such reactions of people, such reactions arise from people's double standards towards software-produced and human-produced art. Now focus something, people's double standards towards software-produced and human-produced art. Double standard means different criteria. Question number 30. Hey, today is 31st December, yeah? Last year, huh? Last day. Good. I just realized it now. So the answer is D for duck. Okay, let's start. Option A. Software-produced art is often dismissed as childish and simplistic. Yes or no? No, cross it. Option B. Same concepts of creativity should not be applied to all forms of art. No, no mention of that. C. It is unreasonable to expect a machine to be as imaginative as a human. They did not say this. Option D. People tend to judge computer art and human art according to different standards. Now, different criteria. Please come back. Colton argues that such reactions of people, arise from people's double standards towards software produced and human produced art. What is the word for software produced? Computer art. And human produced is human art. So D is the right answer. Let's do question number 31. Writer refers to the paintings of a chair. Now, chair is your clue word. Writer refers to the painting of a chair as an example of computer art which, now listen, example of chair is the example of computer art which did something. What is that? Okay. Now, please go back and look for it. Look for chair. Found the word chair? Okay, so it's the title page, last paragraph, and there we have the word chair. Found the chair? A chair? Okay, now I'm reading it. Please follow me. Fourth last line of last paragraph. Some of the painting fools. Found it? Yeah? Everyone? Some of the painting fools' paintings of a chair came out in black and white. Thanks to a technical glitch. Now, thanks to a technical glitch means technical fault, and the chair came out in black and white. This gives the work an eerie ghost-like quality. The chair was black and white, so this gives a strange and ghost-like quality to the chair. Human artists like the renowned Ellsworth Kelly are lauded for limiting their color palette. So why should computers be any different? Now match something with that. Eerie ghost-like quality. I mean, the chair was black and white because of a computer fault, but it gave it a ghost-like image and all that. So go through A, B, C, D, and then we see. Okay, we read 31 from D to A. Please follow me, D to A. D is highlights the technical limitations of the software. They talked about technical glitch, but they did not highlight the limitations of the software. So D is wrong. C, closely resembles that of a well-known artist. They did not actually compare that painting with a well-known artist. They only, I mean, it's not the painting. Come back, I tell you. They say human artists like the renowned Ellsworth Kelly are lauded for limiting their color palette. They are lauded means they are appreciated for limiting their color palette. They use the limited colors, right? Not so many colors, just the limited colors. So why should computers be any different? Option C, closely resembles that of a well-known artist. They did not mention that this painting of a chair resembled the painting of an artist. They only said that artist used limited colors. Option B, exhibits a certain level of genuine artistic skill. No, it isn't. Option A, achieves a particularly striking effect. Now, what is that particularly striking effect? Please come back. Yeah, that is, thanks to technical glitch, this gives the work an eerie ghost-like quality. That is a particularly artistic effect, eerie and ghost-like quality. The chair was black and white in the painting, and it gave the look of a ghost-like thing, right? There's any horror movies mein hota hai, black and white sometimes. It was like that. Okay. A is the right answer. Yes, thank you very much. All right, let's go on. Please come to page number 27. Questions 32 to 37. Complete each sentence with the correct ending. Now, we have these questions and we got to finish them with correct ending. All right, list of ideas is given below. Questions are given. How many questions? 6. And how many options? 7. One option is extra. Now listen, over here, the good thing is questions and answers are in order. One thing. Second, they are mostly going to be in 1 or 2 paragraphs together. In order and together, both things. So let's take a start. Question number 32. Simon Colton says, it is important to consider the long-term view when? Now we go back, Simon Colton and long-term view. Simon Colton and long-term view. Please come to second page. Second page, first paragraph. I tell you, what does he say? Researchers like Colton don't believe it is right to measure machine creativity directly to that of humans who have had millennia. Millennia means long term. Millennia means thousands of years. Millennia to develop our skills. Now this is the sentence. I repeat, researchers like Colton don't believe it is right to measure machine creativity directly to that of human who have had millennia to develop our skills. Means we have developed this skill for thousands of years and computers have started maybe 10 to 15 years ago. So it is not right to compare these two things. Now please go to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And when I ask you, then tell me the right answer. He talked about comparison, by the way. This is what they are checking. Absolutely. Option D. Why D? Look at that. Simon Colton says it is important to consider the long-term view when comparing, option D, when comparing the artistic achievements of humans and computer. So humans did it thousands of years ago, and computers, they started maybe 10 to 15 years ago. So it is wrong to compare these things. Now see that the word is comparing. So D is the right answer for question number 32, and cross D also, so that you don't use it again. And by the way, can you see this thing? All the options are starting with a verb. Option A is generating. Option B is knowing. C, producing. E, revealing. F, persuading. And G, discovering. Okay, so let's go on now. Question number 33, please. David Kopp's EMI software. Clue word is EMI. David Kopp's EMI software surprised people by, means what did it do that it surprised people? Surprised people by. Go back. Same paragraph. Found EMI? Okay, now please follow me. I'm going to read it. Composer David Kopp invented a program called Experiments in Musical Intelligence, or EMI. Now it surprised people how? Not only did EMI create compositions in Kopp's style, but also that of the most revered classical composers, including Bach, Chopin, and Mozart. Audiences were moved to tears. And EMI even fooled classical music experts into thinking they were hearing genuine Bach. Right? So he, like, you know, any musician, we've got any Indian musician, किसी का नाम बताएं? Indian कोई musician का नाम बताएं? Or what was that musician, music बनाने वाला, Indian musician, कोई film story का and all that? कोई एक नाम, A.R. Rahman. Right? Now imagine computer created A.R. Rahman style music, and audience, they were crying and so nice music, so lovely and all that. Okay? Now go back and match it with something. EMI fooled classical music experts into thinking they were hearing genuine music. So David Kopp's EMI software surprised people by generating work that was virtually indistinguishable from that of human. Indistinguishable. What is the word for that? Fooled classical music experts into thinking they were hearing genuine Bach music. So for 33, right answer is A. Now cross A from there as well. We've selected it already. Question number 34, please. Gerent Wiggins criticized Kopp for not. Focus the word not. Gerent Wiggins criticized Kopp for not. Same paragraph, you will find some such as Wiggins. Found it? Now please follow me. Some such as Wiggins have blasted Kopp's. Blasted means criticized. Blasted Kopp's work as pseudoscience and condemned him for his deliberately vague explanation of how software worked. So for not explaining the software properly, for not they use the word, condemned him for his deliberately vague explanation of how the software worked. Actually, he did not tell truly how the software worked. The technical points he did not reveal to anyone. Now go back and see which option is appropriate for that. He did not reveal actually. That's right. It's option E. Not revealing the technical details of his program. Not revealing technical details of his program. And by the way, what is the word for not revealing the technical details of his program? Yes, exactly. Vague explanation of how the software worked. Clear? See, all the answers are coming together and you are doing part 3. Part 3 is for high-level English. Let's go on. Question number 35. Douglas Hofstadter claimed that EMI was. Douglas and EMI was. Yeah, very next line. Douglas Hofstadter of Indiana University said EMI created replicas which will rely completely on the original artist's creative impulses. When audience found out the truth, they were often outraged with Cope, and one music lover even tried to punch him. When audience, they found this music was created by computer, they were expecting a human. One person punched him. Oh, look, Khan. Yeah, hame dhoka diya, and all that. Now go back and find something. Douglas Hofstadter claimed that EMI was. Okay. Just focus that again, come back. They say, Douglas of Indiana University said EMI created replicas which still rely completely on the original artist's creative impulses. Focus this thing. Original artist's creative impulses. Option C, producing work entirely dependent on the imagination of the creator. What is the word for imagination of the creator? Artist's creative impulses. Creative impulses means the imagination of the author. So C is the right answer here. Now you can cross C as well. Question number 36, yeah. Audiences who had listened to EMI music became angry after. You read it already. They became angry after when they realized this music was not original, it was fake. Option G, discovering that it was the product of computer program. Right? It was the product of a computer program, so G will be the right answer for question number 36. Question number 37. Participants in David Moffat's study had to assess music without, focus without. They had to assess music without something. So go on to David Moffat. And that's the very next paragraph. Second last paragraph of the passage. Please follow me. Second line. A study by computer scientist David Moffat. Found it? Now please follow me here. A study by computer scientist David Moffat of Glasgow, Caledonian University provides a clue. Okay. He asked both expert musicians and non-experts to assess 6 compositions. The participants weren't told beforehand whether the tunes were composed by human or computer. So they did not tell the participants whether the music was created by human or by computer, and 6 compositions. So participants, David Moffat's study had to assess music without knowing whether it was the work of human or software. Exactly. You know, once you learn these things, then you will enjoy. Yeah, pata nahi kab. So for 37, the right answer is B. 32, answer is D. 33, answer is A. 34, answer is E. 35, C. 36, G. And 37, B. Okay. Okay, guys. Now, we have the last 3 questions. Okay. Last. She got a shock. Huh? We have last 3 questions, 38, 39 and 40. Listen, if the time is running out, 3 questions. If you write, what is the question type? Yes, no, not given. Okay, if you have to guess, how will you guess? All yes. If you make it all yes, out of 3, 1 will be correct. If you make all no, it's not true, false. It's yes, no, not given. If you make all no out of 3, 1 will be correct. If you make all not given out of 3, 1 will be correct. Okay? So, if the time is running out, it's a good idea all yes, at least 1 correct answer you get. Out of 3, 1 correct without any effort and all that. This is only for emergency. That 2 minutes left and you have answer sheet right there, 38, 39, 40, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, then pagal okay. Yes, yes, yes. Examination also निकल. Paper कैसा हुआ? Yes, yes, yes. आप IELTS क्यों कर रहे हैं? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes people go crazy. Yeah. Okay. All right. एक बंदा तो उसने 5 MA कर लिए, उसके बाद बेचारा पागल हो गया, चौक में अपनी सारी किताबें ला के उनको आग लगा के उसके इर्द गिर्द धमाल डालने लग गया. Something, sometimes education ruins your mind and all that. Yeah. 5 MAs. Okay, let's start. Question number 38, right? Moffart's research may help. Now, the clue word is Moffart. Moffart's research may help explain people's reactions to EMI. Moffart's research may help explain. His research will assist with the explanation of people's reaction. Why people reacted in a certain way to EMI. Now, I want you all to come to the last 2 paragraphs because we did not touch them yet. Second last paragraph of the passage. Found Moffat there? David Moffat? So, please follow me from second line. A study by computer scientist. Got it? A study by computer scientist David Moffat of Glasgow Caledonian University provides a clue. Okay, provides a clue. He asked both expert musicians and non-expert to access the 6 compositions and all that. So his research provides a clue and he asked both experts and non-experts 6 compositions. The participants weren't told beforehand whether the tunes were composed by human or computers and all that. So let's see. Study by computer scientist. Moffat's research may help explain people's reaction to EMI. What is the answer? It is yes. Right? The way he did that, there were some experts and non-experts, and they didn't tell them the type of music, whether it was computer made or other one. So for 38, the right answer is yes, and it is actually given there, provide a clue. Provide a clue means explain people's reaction to EMI. Question number 39. Non-experts in Moffat's study all responded in a predictable way. Now listen, predictable way means as they expected. So non-experts, they actually responded or reacted in a predictable way. Please come back. Let's go on. So they said the participants weren't told beforehand whether the tones were composed by human or computer, but were asked to guess and then rate how much they liked each one. People who thought the composer was computer tended to dislike the piece more than those who believed it was human. Did they mention anything that they predicted or expected that this is going to be like this? So that predictable way, prediction or expectation is not given. That is why the answer is not given. And by the way, for true, false, never write yes, no. And for yes, no, never write true, false. Whenever you get the question type, you can encircle yes, no, not given, so that you know it's not true, false. Question number 40. Justin Kruger's findings cast doubt. Cast doubt means they are doubtful. Justin Kruger's findings cast doubt on Paul Bloom's theory about people's prejudice towards computer art. It's the last paragraph. Where does this prejudice come from? Now, please come to third line. This can give it an irresistible essence, says Bloom. Meanwhile, experiments by Justin Kruger of the New York University have shown that people's enjoyment of an artwork increases if they think more time and effort was needed to create it. Shown that. Shown that means he is not casting any sort of doubt. When you say his research reveals that, it means you are not doubtful about whatever he's saying. So let's read the question again. Justin Kruger's finding cast doubt on Paul Bloom's theory about people's prejudice towards computer art. Now let's read on. This can give it an irresistible essence, says Bloom. Meanwhile, experiments by Justin Kruger of New York University have shown that people's enjoyment of an art increases if they think more time and effort was needed to create it. Right? And before they said, where does this prejudice come from? Yeah. But anyways, the clue is here, have shown that. Justin Kruger of New York University have shown that, means he proved that thing. Let's read this paragraph on. That's it. Yeah, it's going to be no. There isn't anything that he's casting doubt. He said his research shows that. So for 40, the answer is no. All right. Thank you.